Don't you remember, Ma, when I went off to war, you thought it was the best thing I could do. I was on the battleground, you were home acting proud. You wasn't there standing in my shoes. So did John Brown really speak? We are not sure. The previous stanza we are told he tried his best to talk but his mouth could hardly move. And next stanza, he gives a wonderful message. He gives the reason. He gives what happened. Did he speak? We do not know. Most probably, given the understanding, he would not have spoken, but the message is conveyed to the mother. Or it is possible that he managed to speak and conveyed it. Whatever it may be, the message is very clear. Don't you remember, Ma, when I went off to war, you thought it was the best thing I could do. So John Brown is telling his mother, the reason for his present condition. Why am I like this today? Why my face is shattered? Why I am disfigured? Why my hands have been destroyed? Why I am not able to speak profusely? It is because of these reasons. What is the reason? Don't you remember, Ma, when I went off to war, you thought it was the best thing I could do. You are so proud of me. And he said, please go. Go off. Obey the captains. Do whatever they said. Come back with medals and we will exhibit the medals on the wall of our house. So how enthusiastic you were, and he thought that is the best thing to do. That is, my becoming a soldier is the best thing for me. That's what you thought. I was on the battleground, you were home acting proud. Very important sentence. I was in the battlefield fighting, facing the reality. I was fighting, facing the reality in the battlefield, and you were at home feeling proud. You went around telling your neighbors, my son is in the army, my son is a soldier, my son has got a gun, he has written letters, he has done this one, he has done that one. You are so proud of me, you spend your time boasting. Whereas I was in the field facing the hard realities of war. And you were not with me, you were feeling proud and staying at home. You wasn't there standing in my shoes. What is the meaning of standing in somebody, to stand somebody's shoe? Stand in somebody's shoe means to feel with that person. To feel with that person. To support that person completely. So mother was only proud of her son, but failed to recognize the horrors of war. That's the meaning of the passage. So mother was proud of her son, but failed to recognize the terrifying realities of war. She failed to realize. You can put in one word, the realities of war. The realities of war was not recognized or understood by the mother. The pain her son had to undergo in the battlefield, the hardship he had to face during the war, these things were not understood by mother. She was only feeling proud of him. That's the meaning of you were not there standing in my shoes. It is said you wasn't there. It should be you weren't. But he is stressing you wasn't, meaning to say the mother, single person. You wasn't there with me in the battlefield to understand my troubles, my difficulties, my hardships. Oh, and I thought when I was there, God, what am I doing here? I am trying to kill somebody or die trying. But the thing that scared me most was when my enemy came close and I saw that his face looked just like mine. Oh Lord, just like mine. So now, what is the reality faced in war is being explained. So, how difficult it is to fight a war, and how the one who fights and the one who is fought against, both are victims of war. Suppose the Americans were fighting against the French, suppose. So, the Americans, they are victims, and the French, they are also victims. Both are victims of war. Both of them, both the people, they die. The soldiers of America also will die. Soldiers of France also will die. They all have to suffer. They all have to pay for the war. Oh, and I thought when I was there, God, what am I doing here? So when I came face to face with the other, came in face to face with the other soldiers, I asked myself, what am I doing here? I am trying to kill somebody or die trying. What am I doing? I am either trying to kill somebody or in that process I get killed. That's what I am doing. Either I have to kill somebody or somebody will kill me. But the thing that scared me most was when my enemy came close and I saw that his face looked just like mine. That was a terrifying thing. That was a thing John Brown could not accept. That's the thing he could not get reconciled with. When the enemy came close and he looked at the face of the enemy, he realized that the other one, the enemy, looked like him. There's no difference between the enemy and himself. Both were human beings. Both were victims of war. Both were fighting the war for somebody else. When my enemy came close and I saw that his face looked just like mine, it was a scaring realization. A man is another man's enemy. So that is a scaring thing. A man is another man's enemy. So man versus man. So who is my enemy? Another human being. Man versus man. One man is against another man. One human being killing another human being. I saw that his face looked just like mine. Very important verse. You must memorize. I saw that his face looked just like mine. This was a fact he could not accept. So it's a refrain again repeated. Oh Lord, just like mine. His face was just like mine. No difference between both of us. Both of us were victims of war. And I couldn't help but think, through the thunder rolling and sting, that I was just a puppet in a play. And through the roar and smoke, this thing is finally broke, and a cannonball blew my eyes away. So now, how the war was being fought, or what were the difficulties he faced, are explained in this 11th stanza. And I couldn't help but think. I couldn't help but think means when I was preoccupied with my thought. When I was preoccupied with something. What was he preoccupied with? The enemy looked like him. Enemy came close and he saw that there's no difference between the enemy and himself. Both of them were human beings. Both were alike. So he was preoccupied with that thing through the thunder rolling and sting. Thunder rolling and sting. Thunder rolling is in reference to the sounds made by the war equipments, like the cannon shots and the guns, etc., making noise. That is a thunder rolling, sounding like thunder. And sting is a terrible smell. That is because of the gunpowder. The gunpowder which is used. You know, in Diwali time, when we try to burst a few crackers, they give out so much of smell, so much of gunpowder smell. So you can imagine what a sting it will be in the battlefield when so much of gunpowder is burned. So the thunder rolling and sting is in reference to the sound made by the guns and other artilleries, and sting is reference to the smell of the gunpowder. Through the thunder rolling and sting, that I was just a puppet in a play, and through the roar and smoke, this sting is finally broke. What did I realize? What did I come to know? That I am a puppet in a play. You know what puppetry? Must have heard about puppetry. Puppetry is a play where then the puppets are being played with the help of fingers and hands. So you see only the puppets up, but some down below somebody is playing with the hands, fingers. They'll be playing, and the puppets will be made to speak, made to walk, made to dance, all those things. So that is puppetry. So in a puppet show, somebody is working behind. What is seen is only the puppet playing. Here we are the puppets, but somebody else is controlling us. Who are they? The warmongers. People who want to fight. People want to exploit us. They are safely sitting somewhere, and we are made to fight, and we are the sufferers. So through the thunder rolling and sting, that I was just a puppet in a play, and through the roar and smoke, this sting is finally broke. Through the sound, thundering sound of the guns and the smell of the gunpowder, this was finally broken. How? And a cannonball blew my eyes away. Cannonball is a shot from the cannon. C-A-N-N-O-N. Cannon is used for an artillery, used for war. If you visit some of the forts, all the forts of the kings, you'll find those days cannon, the artillery being kept there, which was used to send the cannons. The cannonball. Cannon is the gun, like a huge gun is called cannon, and what is inside is cannonball. They'll be firing the cannonball. So a cannonball came and hit me. And through the roar and smoke, this sting is finally broke, and a cannonball blew my eyes away. So the cannonball hit my face, and my eyes were blown off. My face was blown off, disfigured. As he turned away to walk, his ma was still in shock. So it's over. So it's explained. So John Brown has explained, described what happened. It was because she was feeling proud and staying at home. She did not get into the shoe of his. She was not there to feel the great difficulties and hardships of war and the pain he underwent. And what kind of pains he underwent and what happened is explained, and how difficult it was to recognize that the enemy also looked like him, and how the cannonball blew his face off. After having said everything, as he turned away to walk, his ma was still in shock. Naturally, mother was completely shattered, because all her expectations were gone, and it was like another cannonball hit on her. She was really shocked to hear what her son spoke. She must have been imagining that her son will be also happy to see her. Happy to say that you are my mother. But here she was blamed for what she did not do and found fault with for what she did. So she was in a shock. As he turned away to walk, his ma was still in shock. At seeing the metal brace that helped him stand, but as he turned to go, he called his mother close and he dropped his medals down into her hand. Tragedy. Anticlimax. The tragic thing. So mother was looking at the iron brace, the metal brace that helped him to stand. My son, how handsome he looked, how erect he would stand, how handsome was he. Now he has to stand with the help of a metal brace. So she was feeling pity for him. And looking at him, that time, what did he do? Before he turned to go, he called his mother close. Mama, come here, come here. So when she went close, what did he do? He dropped his medals down into her hand. So already his hand is broken, it is blown off. Most probably he has got a single hand. So he took out all the medals, or possibly both the hands are also gone possible. So with the help of like this, he must have collected the medals he had and dropped into the mother's hands. This is what you asked me to bring. He said, I must obey the commandments of the officers and I must win so many medals and I will decorate the wall of the house with the medals and feel proud of. Here they are. Please take it. I did receive medals. I did won. I have won so many medals. Please have it. Go home, decorate your home, be happy. Anticlimax. Mother would have been shattered. So, that is the ill effect of war. Those who popularize war, those who claim that war is something good, we must fight war. We have to put our enemies away. We have to fight them. We have to safeguard our country. But those people are sitting safe somewhere and controlling. It is actually the soldiers who fight, and they are the ones who are wounded. They are the ones who lose their life. And so many mothers lose their sons. Brothers lose their own brother. Sisters lose their brother. This is the actual tragedy that is taking place. War is not to be desired. All of us should stop fighting wars, should stop encouraging war. Instead of that, all the problems should be, as far as possible, settled with the help of dialogue and peaceful talk. War is not at all favorable to human beings. Thank you.